Hello everyone and welcome back to ZooSley, a collaboration between the wonderful PaulsLey and myself in which we are building a tropical modern Asian zoo. So what are we doing today? Today we are going to add a reptile house to this zoo, and I have to admit this is probably one of the strangest and most modern looking buildings I've ever created and probably also have seen in the game so far. And that's also why I'm really proud of the final result. But of course, you will see that in the end of the video. But we start off with this nice little structure, and we will cover up the sides with this entire thing. This building will be highly inspired by a image I found on Pinterest while I was just looking for some inspiration for this zoo. Actually, I was looking for some modern Asian gardens, and that's what we will add in the on the inside of the building as well. But I found this building, and it's apparently it's a spa somewhere in Asia. And instead of a building, it's actually like a hanging garden. So everything is covered up with plants and green stuff, and only the white little structures are like sticking out on the sides. And it's a really beautiful building, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I didn't know how I wanted to build it. I just went into the game and just tried to make something that looked like the building I found. And just the first go, it already looked really well, so I was happy with it, and I just decided to go for it. So right now I'm starting on the inside. So of course there will be some animals in there. So we will have a reptile house. There will be 6 exhibits in this building. But as mentioned before, I was actually looking for a modern Asian garden, and that's what I'm going for right in the center of the building. So of course we agreed on, like PaulsLey and I agreed on a lot of white plaster, a lot of wood, and a lot of plants and nature, of course. And we also wanted to have the tropical vibe all around the zoo. So that's what we are going for again. So a lot of white plaster again in this build. I did the same thing in the rhino habitat, and I will do the exact same thing, of course, in this build. There are a few things we would like to see in most of the zoo. So the entire thing has to be modern looking and just clean and nice, basically. So that's what we are going for with this garden. But still, I wanted to have the Asian theme as well, and I found some really good images on the Asian garden actually. But first, we start off with the reptile or the exhibits itself. I started with these like round walls, like the circular windows. I will delete them. It didn't look well. But first I start off with this like nice wooden structure, and I will create a nice planter out of it. Again, I just found it as a reference image, and I'm trying to recreate something like that, and just make a combination of the things I found. And in the end it works really well. So the guests will be able to walk like in between the water and the exhibits. They will have a nice view on the exhibits, of course. And finally, I will also make a seating area for the guests, but they can't actually use it, but it just looks like it. There won't be any path, and I will just make a bench like a prop so they can't use it. But it looks nice, and that's what we were going for. So the exhibits, I already put an animal in there. You can see, of course, there will be some tropical animals. And on one side, I put all the frogs in there, and on the other side, there's just some, basically some random snakes, scorpions, stuff like that. I just wanted to have the tropical theme. So if you put an animal in, you automatically get like a desert or a grassland or something like that. But I just wanted to put the tropical animals in there, so you can, you will get the tropical plants and wood and stones and stuff like that. So again, the same wood as we are using throughout the zoo, I gave it the same color. So again, the same plaster and the same color wood. Just some nice little details with the lights in there. And I decided I just wanted to make it look a little bit more interesting overall. So not like a straight wall, but some seating areas which I will add on this side. I had some struggles again with the pathing. I wasn't able to put the pathing in without removing the water, which is weird in my opinion, because it was like completely like distant from the water. but somehow I had to remove it before I can do the pathing, and I will have the same problem when I'm doing the outdoor pathing as well, and I'm not sure why, but yeah. Again, on the inside, also a lot of tropical plants, some bamboo, some nice planters. I will copy the entire thing around, of course. Right here, I'm placing the walls incorrectly, but I will find out. Probably after half an hour or something, I found it out, and I will move everything. A really nice thing that you can recolor the education stuff, by the way. It fits in perfectly like this, and guests can still use it. They will have a look at it. I'm just making sure that the animals are in the right temperature, and you can also block some of the windows. So right now the guests won't be able to look at the animals through the sides of this building, but they will only be able to see the animal from the front. So I was hoping they won't do something weird like trying to look through a wall or something. That was trying to prevent, basically. And I didn't know this, but you can also add some nice rock features on the back as well. So it's called a 3D effect, something like that, and you can use it instead of like a blocked window. Of course, when we are building on the inside, I try to lower down the speed a little bit, so it's a bit more pleasant to watch, because of course the camera work inside is a little bit more tedious, and so I try to slow it down a little bit for you guys. And also, just one of the best tips I ever got is just to put the roof in at the very end. So first do all the indoor stuff, and then at the end try to put the roof in. Otherwise you will have a headache with the camera work, because it will get stuck somewhere. You can't get into the building, and you just don't want that. You just want to be able to move the camera wherever you want. So that's why I did it. I finally found out that the walls were in the incorrect place, by the way, so I'm fixing that. Removing the entire right side and then copying it over to the other side, putting the pathing in on the other side as well. You can see the light is really bright on the inside as well, and that's what I'm trying to keep. So I'm not putting in any windows or something like that. It will be a open structure. So the whole idea is that we have a hanging garden, and everything is like self-sufficient. So there will be rain entering the little water feature in the center, and there will be plants all over the building, and there will only like a small part of the building will be covered up with like air conditioning. And the idea behind that was to make sure that there will be the right temperature for the animals, and that's it basically. So as mentioned before, I would like to have a seating area in the water as well. Just some plaster pieces. Again, the guests won't be able to use it, but it looks much better than just a straight little garden, and it actually looks like a nice place to sit down and have your lunch. And that's it. So we also have to make sure that if it was possible, that the guests can actually enter it. So I'm creating a nice little door over here, and instead of making it look like you can just drop into the water, you have to make sure that the kids won't be able to drown here, of course. We have to keep in mind it's a zoo, so there will be a lot of kids, and just creating these nice little planters instead. So instead of like a fencing or a wall, we have these little planters, and they look much better. I'm just looking for the bench that PaulsLey already created. I thought it would be a perfect fit for this purpose, and so of course I was trying to find the very smallest plants in the game. And I found them. There were like 3 or 4 that would actually fit into this planter. So I used them all over the place, and I will copy the entire thing around. And in the end, I'm just really happy with the final result. And the zoo is actually already starting to look really good, great. PaulsLey added a gharial habitat, a bridge, a underwater viewing tunnel, a restaurant. So it was huge, and we are challenging each other to trying to create the best things possible, and that's I'm really enjoying it. It's a really friendly way of competitiveness. Is that a word? Probably not, but you know what I mean. And it's just really nice to have some kind of challenge, and just try to make the best best things possible. And I'm just really happy with how the entire zoo is looking. And the only thing I'm afraid of is that we both really don't care about the piece count. And right now the game is running really, really smooth. But I'm afraid that after like episode 15, 16, we might have a problem if we continue the zoo like this. But yeah, we will see. So don't forget, after episode 10 there will be a live stream. We still have to plan it because right now when I'm looking at my planning, it's episode 10 will be exactly when I leave on a holiday. But yeah, we will plan it around, and we will have a nice live stream. We will take a tour around the zoo so far, and maybe try to change some things regarding your comments, or yeah, whatever we want. We will see. So I just added some rocks in the water feature, and I just wanted to briefly talk about that, because that's one of the things you would actually see in a Asian garden. And I think that's probably used to just like reach some kind of the other side of the pond, of the water feature. I don't know what it's used for, but it looks cool, and the temple stone pieces are perfect for that. So I didn't want to stick with like a 4-meter high roof. I wanted to have it a little bit higher, just to make it look more open and bright. So I had to make sure everything fits well. So I had to raise the wooden structure a little bit, and then just for safety, I'm adding these glass pieces in as well, so the kids won't be able to drown. And that's what that's what we want. Some mist effects. I thought that would be perfect because we are in a tropical climate, and you will actually see that when the weather is really hot and the humidity is really high, you would see something like that. So we are trying to start on the roof right here. But I think I will move to the habitat first, because we are not only building a habitat or a reptile house, we will also add a habitat for the Komodo dragons. And I don't know why I did it. I just needed a little break from the building itself, and try to get a little bit more inspiration. But first, I'm finishing up the entrance as well. I'm always struggling with entrances. I don't know why. For me, it's one of the most difficult things to come up with. And I just wanted to try this, and it worked. And I just thought, okay, I'm gonna go for it. So we will have a double entrance on both sides of the building. Again, with this same white little structure, and then a lot of green stuff. So you actually don't really see if it's a entrance, yes or no. I don't know. It looks like a hole in the wall, but it looks great, and that's what we were going for. So I'm happy with it. So I hope you guys are as well. So I'm starting on the outdoor area, so the pathing. Again, I had to remove the water before you can actually do the pathing again, and I don't know why. This little thing, that's what PaulsLey created in the previous episode with the temple stone pieces. And there are a few things we would like to see throughout the entire zoo. So this little feature that Paul created, together with the fencing I came up with, it's a perfect combination of both. And I thought, yeah, I have to use it somewhere. You can see me struggling with selecting the temple stone pieces and the building itself. Somehow the bushes I used have a really huge hitbox, and whenever I try to select anything, it will always switch to one of these bushes, and that was a headache when I was trying to build this. So yeah, this little water feature, again, really nice and clean, and a lot of concrete, a lot of stone, and it just finishes up this entire build. I will use the temple stones all around this building, and just to create like a nice finishing touch over the pathing. And so there will be a lot of temple stones. I'm using the same color as Paul did in the previous episode and in the entrance building, I think. So I'm just trying to stick with most of the pieces that we already used throughout the zoo, because I just wanted to look like one person made it, basically. That's if I look at the zoo right now, that's still possible. So our building style is kind of similar. I won't say identical. I can still see a difference in how he would do things or how I would do it, but overall it looks quite similar, and I'm really happy with that. Some foliage, of course, the tropical thing. A lot of palm trees, a lot of these tropical plants all over the place, and it just make it look lush and green and tropical. And yeah, the foliage in this game just makes everything look a lot better. So these nice little palm trees, they will yeah really finish up the building, and I'm really happy with that. So some bamboo, some bushes, and of course on the other side we will do the exact same thing. And of course these little trees I found in the South American pack, which are perfect, so some bushes. In this tropical environment, it's really perfect. You don't really have to use any mulch. You can just use it, terrain painter, use the soil, and it already looks like a planter. So that will save you a lot of pieces and a lot of work as well. So on this side, I'm going to create a nice little viewing area. So a little bit of different pathing. We didn't use this one in this zoo, I think. But I thought it would be a perfect fit if you really go for like an Asian theme. And this habitat will be for the Komodo dragon. So this viewing area will be yeah, right beside it. So I'm finishing off this part with like the temple stones. It will go down. The guests won't be, yeah, will be able to sit down. That's basically the idea that I had. So guests can sit down over there and have a look at the animal. A really nice and simple habitat. I just wanted to have a little break from creating the building. I didn't know what I wanted to do with the roof structure yet. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna relax a little bit and make a nice little habitat for the Komodo dragons, because they would fit in perfectly into this theme and into this zoo as well. It's an Asian animal. It's I think it's like Malaysia, Indonesia, something like that. So yeah, just a perfect fit for this area. And of course I'll add some struggles with the pathing. Again, some terrain work. I have to flatten it. It doesn't fit. Okay, we have to do it again. Yeah, I know I'm starting to become a big fan of the pathing tool. But first off, we start with a nice little water feature. We have to raise the terrain a little bit, otherwise it doesn't fit in. Making everything look smooth, making sure the water can actually go in, and there we have it. It's looking perfect. I'm really happy. It's really simple. I actually like the stones or the rocks that PaulsLey chose. It's like tiger rocks, but somehow they fit in. Although I'm using some different rocks in the habitat itself, I will go for the tropical ones. Otherwise, you can't really blend it in with the terrain. And yeah, if you're following my ZooSLEY Zoo, you know that I like to do that. So yeah, for the habitat itself, you can see I already put some rocks in there. I decided to cut out some parts of the time lapse, by the way, because I added like a staff facility on the back, but I ended up deleting it because it looked weird. So yeah, I just cut it out for the time lapse, just for the sake of not creating like a 40-minute video and then I have to talk through the entire video, and yeah, that's almost impossible. So a lot of foliage in this habitat. Again, I'm not thinking about what the animal would like to see, or like their biome, or their how do you call it, continent. I just wanted to make something that looks nice. So again, these tropical plants, and I'm really enjoying the foliage in this zoo. I'm just, yeah, I can go full crazy with the amount of foliage that you put in, and it would still look great. So I'm happy with that. Some mossy rocks. I'm creating a nice little island where the animals can chill out a little bit, and the guests will have a perfect view on the animals. I'm trying out some different rocks on the bottom of the water, and I decided that these tropical rocks just look perfect. Just checking the transversable area for these animals, and they are able to enter everything. Just putting some nice little how do you call it? I keep forgetting that word. It's enrichment items. Thank you very much. Enrichment items, that's what's the words what we were looking for. So I'm throwing those in. And the elephant grass. The elephant grass is perfect in this theme. And I don't know why people only use it in like an African build, because it's perfect for these tropical environments as well. Just making sure the path is a little bit bigger, and then I'm connecting it to the main path, and making sure that I can put all the water back in, and the pathing is done. So that's really, really good. So one thing I wanted to mention is while I'm recording this, 5 minutes ago we reached the 4,000 subscribers, and I'm really, really happy with that. So I just wanted to thank all of you. I want to thank all the new subscribers. I just want to welcome you all to the channel. I'm just really happy with all the support. It has been a crazy month. It was like less than a month that we grew from 3 to 4,000 subscribers. And yeah, I didn't expect anything like that when I started out on YouTube. It was only last year on November, December, something like that. So yeah, just again, thank all of you. Thank you for the support, and thank you for watching all my crazy stuff, of course. So I finally came up with something for the roof structure. So I'm doing the same thing on the inside, this nice little modern looking plaster structure. I don't know if there is actually a name for it, but yeah, it looks nice and I'm happy with it. So I'm putting it in the inside, and later on I will come back to it again. I will start adding some plants and some green stuff, and yeah, just making it look really nice. Again, a custom shading, sunshade, with a lot of pieces. But again, an image I found on Pinterest and it looked great, and I wanted to try to make something like that, and it worked out really well, and I'm happy with it. So I'm just gonna put it in. I tried to use the flower things that Paul created, but they didn't look right in like comparison to the building. I really like those. They perfectly fit into his build, but somehow it didn't look right. So I also tried changing the colors of it, and yeah, but then I had this idea. I just wanted to try to make something like that. You can see it's a lot of pieces. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, it looks great, and that's what we are going for. So the rest of the video, the time-lapse will go on for a bit. I will add some details on the roof structure. I will add some of the ricey things I found on the workshop. Of course, I will put a link down in the description for every blueprint I used in this build. There was a really nice little map of the Komodo island, which is perfect for this build. Of course, I put it on the floor, so yeah, just a little bit of a different style of education. And of course, the rest will just be rockwork plans, and of course we will end with some beautiful cinematics of this build. And again, I'm just really proud of how this building has ended up, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed the build and the video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you didn't do it already, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on any new content. And the next video will be on PaulsLey, his channel. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, make sure you do as well. There will be a link down in the description. And I will speak to you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
You